Well, hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. My name is Anka. I do a lot of energy work, especially with cosmic energetic themes. I help translate those into our consciousness, sometimes all the way into the ground. I'm an intuitive, and lately, this consciousness work has really taken over. And today, I have a message that's a little bit more serious in a way that is very practical. It's closer to the earth. It's more real. And it's definitely for those who work in the spiritual realm, light workers, starseed, light warriors, if you call yourself that, but it doesn't even matter what, you know what I mean. And maybe today I'm going to start with a conclusion, a very short conclusion, because as I dive deeper into the message, I think having that part of the context is going to make a lot more sense. And so the conclusion is very quick and easy. It is an invitation for us to step into the mastery of our skills. If you've been in spirituality for a while and using the diverse tools, then you are being invited to step those up to a master level. If you are, let's say fairly new to it, you are being asked to go fully in, mind, body, spirit, soul, whatever, and come on to the master level as fast as possible. And it's almost like this master level feels, like if I don't even know, 100 years ago, if you wanted to reach this level, you would have to go into monasteries or schools and have a guide, have some type of teacher, and be secluded from society and dedicate your whole life. And at this point, it's saying, no, you need to do that. You have to be a full mystic. You have to have these gifts. You have to be at the sensitivity level. You have to have the awareness, the consciousness level embodied, not just talk about it. All that still, all that skill. It's saying, yes, that's you now, right? And I come to our defenses, but we have jobs, we have family, we have spouses and children and houses and stuff to take care of. And it's saying, yeah, so that's the point, because the point is spirituality is not at this moment in 2024, and probably for a short while back, it's not what it used to be, not even 5 years ago. We are literally needing to step into the application of that spirituality, because we are called to embody and redefine these relationships that we kind of held definitions of, and interact with that definition. Basically, walk the talk. And when I say relationships, I'm just not talking about between people, the relationships that we have with everything, food, money, environment, animals, things, the earth, everything, because that is what reality is. It's a series of definitions and interconnectedness and relatedness, relationships. And now that is changing. We're literally, so if we sat in communities, spiritual communities, and we came to better definitions from heart space, from a increased awareness, embodied consciousness. We've embodied for the past couple of years a lot of that higher vibrational consciousness. And now we're invited to really step into it. So Spirit says, that's the point. You're supposed to be these monks and whatever spiritual teachers interconnected with society, so that you can translate those definitions into this new fabric, and this fabric is literally a higher perception, right? We're weaving a new reality perception over the past definitions, and the lower perception, and we can only do that through action, through movement, through conflict, sometimes how we move through the conflict. And so that's the message. How I came to this message is through an experience that I had, I don't even know, a month ago or whatever it was. I was in ceremony outside. I was very connected to the earth, and I felt the vibration. It was like reverberation. It wasn't even that. It was a resonance. That's what it is. So it's almost like the resonance of the shock wave. That's how it felt to me. And it's sort of interesting because usually I see things, but this one, it was more like that thunder, or another way that I can maybe, make a reference to is what I imagine animals, they feel that vibrational resonance before an earthquake. And that's kind of how it felt to me. There's this shock wave, and it wasn't quite that. It was still the outer edges of it. And I didn't really make anything of it because it wasn't, there's no connotation associated with that. Like, it didn't feel good or bad. It was just very, very, very powerful. And I knew it wasn't an earthquake because my mom is connected to the earth. She's part of the earth. And if there was something like that, it would come to her. And because it came to me, I understood it to be more of a change. There's this huge change that's coming. And again, I couldn't pick up whether it's a positive, it's just change. But it came at it's a massive level change. So to me, it felt that it's global. It's truly affecting the planet. And I just left it at that because the way I am, I don't care to go into prophecies, or I don't follow psychics to tell me, oh, what's coming. Yeah, there's these energetic forecasts, but they're already here and they're palpable. And to me, that's different than trying to look into the future and see potentials. And because of that, I just kind of, okay, I felt it. It was very definitely there, and I'm just going to leave it there. Well, what happens next is more this pressure that I'm getting from my guides for me to become present, for me to um, make more and more videos. And these videos are not really planned. I wake up in the morning and it's like, this is a video, and I write a few things down, and then I turn the camera on. I don't have a marketing plan. I don't have anything. But now the pressure, and the same thing with the pressure. I can't say that it's positive or negative. It's just pressure for me to move and kind of follow the guidance with every video. And now the videos are kind of becoming like, you need to move a little bit faster, like you're running out of time. And it's about these collective skill building and increasing awareness, and really motivating this layer of, for a better term, light workers, to really step into their mission, into their projects, into their passions, into whatever they're coming here uh, to fulfill, in a way. I mean, these are words, so don't get stuck on the words themselves. Just flow with them for a better way. And so what was more concerning for me is my pressure to move on, that I then connected to this experience a month ago, that, oh, maybe maybe there is something coming, and we have to prepare. But again, I'm really not into doom and gloom type stuff, and it doesn't feel like that. It's almost like the message of and maybe that's why they picked me to do it, because I'm already the prime generic example of there's a better way, don't do what she did. Right? And so it's saying that if you move with the flow, then the changes that are coming can be truly magical, and there could be unimaginable at the place that we are sitting right now. But if you would just flow and follow that intuition and follow the alignment within yourself, and if you trust that, then you can experience these changes from a way different place, and your experience will be way different. It doesn't have to be the doom and gloom. And I think for me, now I'm seeing the whole irony just sitting in front of you talking to you about it. It's like, oh my god, this is hilarious. Because my experience was resisting, and now I'm realizing where I'm standing today from the awareness that I have today, that my my big ego, right, my perception within the ego was quite big, but from where I'm sitting now, the ego is really so small that it has no chance to the influences and the forces of the soul that are acting on it. It's kind of so insignificant. So where I'm standing now and looking at my awakening journey, it's almost like, a little toddler, an 18-month-old that doesn't want to go down for his nap, or her nap in my case, right? And the toddler is just kicking and screaming and is very loud and is going through its drama, and the soul is just sitting next to it, and it's like, it's all right. I guess I'll just stay with you until you're so exhausted that you're just allowing me to pick you up, and I can just, cradle you for a little bit and maybe bounce you for a couple bounces, and then you're going to crash on your own. And that's exactly how it feels. It's like your ego has absolutely no chance in the path of your soul, especially if you've already aligned with that soul. You're already on that trajectory, so you would do yourself a much better and luxurious favor to flow with it. And maybe the other piece of the message, my personal message, this is not from spirit so much, but this is more about, the spiritual space that we're in. And I kind of define spirituality as this melting pot of Western and Eastern teachings, and not teachings only, practices and metaphysics and esoteric teachings and quantum physics and occult, and pagan, all of those things go. And spirituality, the word, it's sort of like a permission slip that gives you the ability to try this and take a sip of this and taste this and see what resonates with you. And you're choosing the teachings from all these different aspects to build yourself up. And it's so interesting because for a lot of us, we have been our own teachers. And spirituality also within this conglomeration has been infiltrated, and a lot of these teachings have been distorted. To me, it's kind of genius because the distortion is so clever. It's not like a truth that's made into a lie. A little bit of, or a good chunk of truth is taken, and it's been misinterpreted just slightly. So without a very good foundation within a person, a very good alignment to the soul, or a good ability to distinguish. Because at this moment, we're talking vibrationally. How is that information resonate, right? Because the words, they could resonate really good, and you could have a good, it sounds really good if it's just mental, but it's so cleverly done that you have to go deeper with everything that you are choosing to consume. And so my personal message is that this mastery, I see what they're saying, my guides, my call from my guides. I totally agree with that, that we have to go to a mastery level of skill from within ourselves, because the discernment has to be so high. And it's almost like, even with teachers, there are amazing teachers out there right now, but even the path to those might not be necessarily direct, and you have to have the discernment within yourself to know, oh, this person is not really, they're still coming and teaching from their ego, right? So it's like, ugh, that's not a truth type environment that it's good for me to be in. And it's okay, because even that was a good lesson, or a good or it gave you the reflection of your own discernment, right? To see where you're at. And so for me, it's almost like, in order for us to navigate continuous growth, we have to be, and we have to harness and keep going on, building our skill level to keep navigating the space. And to me, the task almost sounds like, it's not only about moving through the changes. That's why it requires the master, right? Because, okay, moving through the changes that are to come, maybe, is one thing, but the task is for us to create something new, right? And it's very clear that we also have to redefine this relationship, especially within human, um, the human world, because we have to do it with each other. This is not a personal project. It's not a personal mission, if you want to call it that. It is a collective project, and we have to first come into safety. That was my previous message, but I can see how these messages, these videos build on each other. And we have to prove it to ourselves that we are the real deal. So we have to almost test ourselves. Is your trust safe, right? Or is my trust safe with you? Because we have to first create those layers of foundation. And from that foundation, we can then really open up to fulfilling each other purposes, so that we can step on that, on each other's purposes, and truly build this new fabric of perception, which is going to be uh, the manifestation of this reality. And again, I'm so surprised to come to you with this message, and it will probably unfold how, why, for my own personal curiosity, why this is my message. But I think it's pretty much that it has to do with all these things, because again, I don't want to be the teacher. I'm just kind of like a possible guide, because I've done all the things that you shouldn't be doing. I think that's why. And so now it's funny, 2 years ago, this was not funny at all. I was in the midst of it, but now it's actually hilarious, and it's okay. My homework is to simply be available for now. I created office hours because I don't know what that means. But it was fairly clear that the structure is going to come from our interaction together, whatever that means. And right now is all about recreating that level of safety, recreating the trust within each other, and for me to hold space. And it's a very literal, slow reintroduction of each other. I mean, it's a little bit out there. I don't know how that is to unfold, really, but that's the picture and the feeling that I'm getting. That is, we have to, humanity, um, the humanity piece that has been into the spirituality, however you're going to define that. And in a way, maybe a better way to define it is in service, right? Those of us who have stepped into the desire to be in service, we also need to reestablish that relationship with each other, recreate that trust. And so we shall see. I leave you with this. Allow this message to kind of sit with you and see what that means for you. How does that resonate, and how is that applicable in your life, and also how can you step into the application of spirituality? What are your next steps into taking your skills to the next level of whatever that means? And so here we are. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of strength, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.